Peace is not given to the highest bidder. It's given to all bidders. The high and the low can purchase. So expensive, it's so free. It doesn't cost you a dime, but it can cost you everything, and that's more than a dime. It's never on sale, neither on offer. It's convenient. They actually never stock it in the convenience store, but it's convenient. It's said to be white in color, but it's not racist. It doesn't care about your color, what you wear, sandals or a color. It cares about you. Chase me if you can. That's no peace. It's never on the run. It's not as athletic as our marathon runners. It's always around, waiting to be acquired. We don't fight for peace. The moment we put down our differences, our weapons, hatred towards each other, then peace prevails. It's omnipresent. It's a This is for the women who have been daughters and didn't understand the struggles of their mothers. Women who have been mothers and didn't understand the assignment of having daughters. Women who have lost something in their lives. Doesn't have to be a person. Could be your career, your dignity, your confidence, your marriage. You name it. This is for the imperfect women like me. Women who are covered in too many insecurities but never drown in them. Women who act as umbrellas and give us some shade. Women who are so comfortable in their skin color. No, I mean women who are comfortable in their skin shade. Women who don't care if you give them shade. Women who radiate too much light and energy. This women need some sunglasses. No, this women need some shades. Women who are like you, women who are like me, women who are not like you, and women who are not like me. This is for the women. This is for the women who bleed, for the women who breed, for the women who provide bread to people who see them as bread, for the women who like calling you daddy because some of these women have daddy issues. Women who like being called baby but still wanna be child free. Women who feel high in sneakers. Women who feel low in heels. Women who think 40 times. As for the women who think 40 times not to make a faulty choosing a lipstick shade but chooses the wrong partner over and over again. This is for the women like me, for the women like you, for the women who are not like me, and for the women who are not like you. This is for the women who see love as raffles and never get the luck. Women who fall in and out of love. Women who have never dislocated a bone for falling in love. Women who have never given up on this thing called love. Women who are intoxicated in toxic relationships. Women who have been insulted. Women who have been assaulted. Women who have died because of sexual assault. Women who are like you. Women who are like me. Women who are not like you, and women who are not like me. This does not make you less of a woman. As for the women, you are magic. No, wait. You're magical. No, you're the magician. This is for the women.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was one Wangoi Kimani, and she is part of the duo that is with me on set today. We are here to talk other matters, but those are many hats that she wears, and she is here wearing, I think, 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know. She just has way too many hats on, honestly. But yeah, I'm having Wangoi Kimani and one Godfrey emoji. Have I said that right?
No.
Emoji.
Emoja.
Emoja.
Yeah.
Emoja. Before you quit emoji.
But I actually get that.
Before you quit. Emoja, I was like, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, that can be it. Yes, in the country, Emoja. And we are here to talk all matters East Africa Poetic Hour Battle. And they are here, so I will let them speak for themselves. Do we say ladies first?
Men before.
Men before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twisted.
All right. Yes, we did. You are absent.
Oh my goodness, I was most definitely absent.
Yes, so men before.
Okay, men before.
Yes, please say hello to us. Tuambie wewe ni nani. What do you do before we jump right in?
My name is Godfrey Emoja,
Yes.
the Managing Director, Talent Industry Limited,
Yes.
the company that organizes the East Africa Poetic Hour Battle. And it's such an honor and pleasure to be here today. It's
You are
been long coming.
Yes,
And finally it's happening.
Like I am saying, I have no idea why you've not popped up on my radar for all this time.
Here we are.
But God's timing is the best.
Yes, it is.
So we are happy, and we are going to make up for all of the times
Yes.
that you've not been here.
Most
and hopefully
definitely.
get to have you here another time.
I hope to come here with the winners of this year's edition of the East
Yes.
Africa Poetic Hour Battle after the event is done.
I already like you. The work that you're doing, I'm already. You know, if we are going to be friends for a long time,
Thank
I can
you.
tell already.
Thank you.
Karibu sana Godfrey.
Asante.
It's a pleasure. It's a
Asante.
pleasure to have you. It's always a pleasure to have a creative who has a vision and who has things going on. It's always such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Wangoi is no visitor on this lounge, but because she's not been here, and she has actually gained a number of accolades to her name
Oh,
since
yeah.
the last time we met. We want once again her to say hello. Salimie too from your high seat.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing a lot of work to get there.
Oh, yes.
Tusalimie.
Your Highness kwanza lazima akalie a high seat.
Thank you. Yes.
My name is Wangoi Kimani. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and at the moment I'm an award-winning poet as well as an award-winning co-director.
Yes.
I mean, I wear quite a lot of hats. So as of now, I'm here because of poetry,
Yes.
and I was among the winners for last year East Africa Poetic Hour Battle. So I'm here to spread good vibes and everything in between.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are happy. Then Godfrey knows how to play his cards. Thank you for bringing Wangoi. Because you're bringing me last year, in preparation of what people should expect for this year. You are playing your cards very, very right. I want us to start from here because when we go on with Wangoi, tunaweza kati tu tunyamaze, we hear performances, and we go home. So let's start from you. Executive Director at Talent Industry Limited. Tell me about that. What was the vision? Let's start from the beginning. What was the dream when you were forming Talent Industry Limited?
Talent Industry Limited was formed to be an industry for the talents. We have industry for every other thing, the manufacturing sector and etc.
Doctors.
But doctors and stuff. But we didn't have one creative space where artists would come and just get manufactured
Yes.
to their full success and be put outside there. So that is how talent industry came to be. And the first babies of talent industry included the CBK. There's a band called the CBK Music back in Kisumu. They've been to this show before,
Yes,
way
actually,
back
CBK
in...
is a familiar name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way back in 2014.
Yes.
And then there was an event called Poetic Hour. Basically, Poetic Hour was a 1 hour poetry show under a mango tree. And it was meant to just create that environment where people could come and have an alternative source of entertainment other than clubbing.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Because been clubbing for way too long. It's come
my
this
goodness.
time to, alternative.
Yes.
And I like that.
So we had to demystify the notion that poetry and art was something for the intellectual and stuff, and just be able to create and serve it to the people and let them know that it is available for you and you can actually consume it and get that entertainment value out of it.
Exactly.
So that is how Poetic Hour started in the year 2013, grew to become Poetic Hour Battle in 2017, where we hosted the first Poetic Hour Battle, which was a Kenyan thingy. But Ugandans told us that, hey, we want to come over and be part of the Poetic Hour Battle.
Nice.
So that is how we opened up Poetic Hour Battle to now East Africa,
Africa.
Poetic Hour Battle.
So
And
it's not just a mouthful. There was a process.
there was a process.
This thing is long. The East Africa Poetic Hour, but I struggled with a bit of that in the course of this.
Yeah.
Every time I want to remember, unajua kuna hour, kuna battle hapo mahali. So it started as just Poetic Hour.
Yes,
then
just
picked up
1 hour show.
exactly a 1 hour show. Then grew to Poetic Hour Battle, and then now you decided our neighbors might as well enjoy a taste of this. So you spread to East Africa.
Yes.
Wow, I like that. One, I feel like you saw a very obvious big gap because, like you said, every industry has where they go for training to come out, you know, like I want to say brushed, polished, but I feel like you saw such a big gap and filling it, such big shoes to fill. So first and foremost, thank you for stepping out in faith.
Oh, thank you.
You know, to provide, because Wangoi can tell you, I mean, you have many other places you can go for training, you can go to be polished.
Well,
Yeah.
they're there, but this is
Yes.
also like a very amazing and top-notch
Exactly.
opportunity for artists.
Yeah.
Atakwambia, like the process, like you just go there before there's mentorship, before you get on stage, there is something else. You're just not going there to perform.
Yeah.
And also the different artists that you meet. I mean, it's so rich.
It's a wholesome experience.
Yes.
Also, thank you. I just want to say thank you, Godfrey, for giving us such an opportunity and giving artists such an opportunity. All right, before we go back there, because that is really forming the heart of the conversation today, for someone who has not met Wangoi Kimani, I don't know the rock under which you have been living, but just in case, you know, I know you wear many hats, but let's just quick recap. When did you get into poetry? Let's start from there, professionally, because najua performance ulianza ukiwa primary school or younger. Mbeleni. So when did you professionally decide I want to pursue this as a career?
2019. The process was in 2018. I got into a competition called Talanta Mtaani.
Yes.
And then so as I progressed, I was among the finalists, blah blah blah, and then I started working for them.
Yeah.
And then so when I was in this space, I was behind the scenes where I was doing stage management.
Yeah.
And then I started like having the interest to be on stage as well. Do you remember I was part of the competition?
Yeah.
And now like I've started now working for them. So now in 2019, as I was working for Talanta Mtaani, I would just get people who would ask me, would you want to perform for like, and sana it was corporate, by the way.
Yeah.
And it was, so would you want to perform blah, blah, blah. So that's how it's all started. But then now, by then I had like a very shaky brand. Like I didn't know, I knew yes I was doing spoken word, but I had not like really formed the Wangoi Kimani now, the brand.
You probably had some underscores in your social media handles, underscore
I know.
W Kimani.
And funny names. Usitake jua hata.
That is one sign of a shaky brand. Yes.
Of a shaky brand. So with time I have just like progressed and like also like built a niche for myself and also a brand. As in, I always say different companies might be looking for poets. But they have like specific companies that just look for Wangoi Kimani, and it just can't. I mean, it's me.
Exactly.
You're just not looking for any other poet.
Yes.
Yes.
You're looking specifically for Wangoi Kimani.
Yeah.
What would a nice explanation of your niche? What do you work around?
So, my poetry is an infusion of, it's more of poetry. So it's an infusion of music, poetry, my presence, of course, fashion, and I also put in a touch of vernacular language. Yes, which is Kikuyu.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I like your neck piece and your earrings. They are screaming fashion. If you want to, something is in there that you need to. Yes. So I like that also. Did it take time to sort of figure out your niche? You know, between 2019 as now?
I wouldn't say like it took like so much time. Definitely it took time.
Yeah.
Like building a brand, it will take time so that like people can know, okay, like this is how Wangoi Kimani presents herself.
Yes.
And also it's necessary if people are not understanding your brand, like make them understand.
Yes.
Like tell them, even when you're writing like in your bio, like
Yes.
let them know. Like for me, Wangoi, I infuse fashion. Like let me tell you,
Yeah.
as in this, I already know.
Yes.
Like when I go in a space, it's either you listen to me or you look at me because oh God. I
You're
look
going to
so
do one
good.
of the
Yeah,
above,
or both. As in, I'm
like
giving you
that.
options. I'm
Yes.
giving you options because I don't joke with how I look on stage.
Yes.
Like, if you have seen me perform, you know that.
Exactly, and I have seen. And
Yeah.
you have to see her. You sort
Yeah.
of really have to see her, and then apart from seeing her, you listen and you realize she knows what she's talking about. This is not just a piece that was randomly put together. I like your work because I like the way you sort of like it's from the main tree to subsections. Like we know what we are doing here. This is not a random piece here and there, and because of that reason, so you give us like a short piece before we go to talk about East Africa Poetic, right?
Now play the trick, Saj.
Yeah, thank you, please. It would be a disservice if you came here and we did not hear something.
All right.
Yes.
Let me give you guys a little of my glory.
Yes.
Yeah. Mahida makwa makinya. Ndikamwira mufuate. Todo nani dio ikoria gathi. But I'll be gone. Our land's diet is not plastic. Then why? Why do you eat your chipumwitu, then drop your plastic and walk away with a plastic smile after dropping your garbage baggage on this land that cannot speak for itself? Why? Why do you allow your kids to unwrap their sweets and drop the wrappings? Why? Why do we keep feeding our land with toxins then expect to have a healthy relationship? Why? Why is mental health so important to us, yet we keep stressing our land? How do you expect to find peace? How do you expect to heal when all you're creating is chaos? Baggage in is now outing on us. Blood is oozing from the trees that we cut. Cut! This is not a movie. Climate is changing, and this is not a trend. We are treading on a minefield and there's nothing, and I mean nothing. There's nothing left to mine but ourselves. Wangoi Kimani.
I hope that you guys are picking something from Wangoi Kimani because she's definitely doing justice. Thank you. This is what I meant. I think let us have this conversation with Godfrey. This is what I meant by when you listen to a piece, you can tell that it's been thought through. That this is not one of those pieces you pick and you're like, oh, a piece on environment. Like there is something more to it. There is so much meat that has been put into the skeleton of apparent environment. That's why you are able to pick, like she said, it would be very easy to pick, oh, we want environment, Wangoi Kimani, specifically for how she packages her pieces.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Asante.
And for a minute there, we assumed you're not here. But let us give the woman her flowers. Because, yes, when else are we going to talk to her about this? So, let's talk about East Africa Poetic Hour Battle. This is season 6.
Yes.
So this means, when did it start?
It started in 2017.
2017.
Yes.
That's a long time.
That is a long time.
Yes.
It's been maturing just like fine wine. It takes time.
With age.
Yeah.
Getting finer with age. That is amazing. So let's start from the beginning. You said the aim of Poetic Hour, let's start from there, was to provide an alternative means of entertainment, rather. But I believe as you went into now East Africa Poetic Hour Battle, what was the aim?
When we went into the East Africa Poetical Battle, the aim was, one, to connect the entire East African community through poetry.
Yes.
Like, just be able to the hardest conversations that we always had. Can we have an East African community? When it comes to the political side, things becomes tricky.
Exactly.
Like, how do we divide, I don't know what,
Yeah.
Where does Migingo belong,
Exactly.
etc. But when it comes to poetry,
Yes.
I wish you could see how naturally these poets integrate without a struggle.
Yes.
So why not kick it off with what we can be able to achieve, which is poetry.
Exactly.
And that
then
was
work our way, up
yes,
to the
and
political scene.
exactly.
Yes.
Look into ways of working our way up.
Exactly.
So basically it was all about creating that platform where we can be able to coexist as East African community and be able to have conversations that affect our people.
Yes.
What are the conversations?
Exactly.
Like during last year's event, we were talking about, our theme was Let's Go East.
Yes.
Let's Go East was all about Twende Mashariki.
Yes.
As East African community, let's gather, let's talk about issues of governance
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to get into this year's theme because it caught my eye as I was preparing. But let me go to Wangoi for a minute. How did you meet? East Africa? Let's start. Did you meet talent industry, or you met the event that was East Africa Poetic Hour?
I met the event.
You met the event, okay.
Yeah.
So how did you know about the event, and how did you come to be part and parcel actually of the event? Yeah.
I'm always sourcing out for opportunities. Wanajituma.
Yeah.
So I'm always out there looking for things that I can be part of, you
Yes.
know. And they had posted it on social media. At least I think they had shared it with a few poets,
Yeah.
and also a few poets had sent it to me. So it was like a bit much easier for me, like, to be familiar with the event.
Yes.
You know, when people know you're a poet, when they
Yes.
see poetic opportunities,
related.
they'll definitely like maybe
Yes.
tag you or like just tell you, what do you think about this?
Yes.
But then what really caught my eye was the fact that it was East Africa Poetic Hour Battle, the East Africa.
Yes.
And I was like, oh wait, I'll be sharing like a stage with not only Kenyans but
Yeah.
also like other people like from Uganda, Rwanda, you
Yeah.
just name it, the East Africa community.
Yes.
And I was like, so I go into I'm quite competitive, honestly,
Yeah.
but I go into competitions with like a different mindset.
Yeah.
It's only either one person who's winning, or let's say three people if they are choosing like top 3 and all that.
Yeah.
But they are looking for one person.
Yeah.
I say competitions might not be looking for your goodness as a person.
Yeah.
They have something specific that they are looking for.
Exactly.
And so when you're going into a competition, just know it's either one person or 3 people who are winning.
Exactly.
What else do you want to gain from the competition?
competition.
So
Good.
yeah,
Yeah.
go with that mindset.
Yes.
If you just go with the mindset of winning, which is not a bad one,
Yeah.
you'll be crumbled down. You'll be more crushed if you
Yeah,
don't
if you
win.
don't win.
You
True.
get it. So when you go with the mindset of, oh, I want to learn, oh, I want to meet this, you know, like, just go with the mindset that is a bit diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder then the East Africa caught your eye, because that means a different perspective. Otherwise ungekuwa huko kwa battle. So hapo is where you are at. Who is coming and how can I crash them? It's true, because again, giving us access to East Africa is also not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
So once again, like, thank you for giving them opportunities to, like, for example, have you been to Rwanda, Wangoi?
Yes, I have.
You know,
Yeah.
but courtesy of
No.
yeah, other
Courtesy of
courtesies.
Wangoi Kimani as a
Courtesy
brand.
of Wangoi Kimani. We are sorry. We are sorry.
Yeah.
But you get to interact with like-minded people from
yes.
across, like from so far away, and you get to realize, yeah, these things are the same. Like, if you're talking about the environment in Rwanda and here, there may be some different factors in there, but generally we are talking about the same thing. I think that's why Godfrey was trying to say that art is fluid. It is very easy to integrate the poetic scene, easier than it is to the political scene, because surely if you look at Tanzania, but let's move on. The theme for this year's this year's East Africa Poetic Hour Battle is capitalizing on creativity, unlocking economic opportunities through poetic expression. I asked this because Wangoi, in her introduction, said she is an artistic entrepreneur.
Yep.
Which means tuko kazi.
Creative entrepreneur.
Creative entrepreneur, which means tuko kazi. So why did you pick? Why does this year's theme have to do with like, I would say, money in the bank for artists?
I'll give you a little background.
Yeah.
For so long, the poetry scene other than the other form of art, that is
Yeah.
music, dance, has been known to be that commodity that you pay for you to have.
Yeah.
Like if you need a musician to come and perform at your corporate event or corporate
Yes.
function, you pay for that.
And
If a musician
you show up.
organizes a concert,
Yeah.
you pay a ticket for you to be able to access.
Yeah.
But for the poetry scene, poetry has been known to be that free thing.
Come and have a good time.
Come and
Cut
have
and raise.
come and cut and raise. We have a platform for you. The
Yeah.
biggest term ever.
Yeah.
We are offering a platform. Come
Yes.
and you will network. And that has been the conversation for the longest time.
Yes.
And we've got, yes, we get it. It's been like we've been removing poetry from the elite mentality to the boardrooms and to
Yes.
the creative spaces for people to be able to learn, first of all, what is this poetry?
Exactly.
Like, not to be able to tell someone, I'm a spoken word artist, and then they ask you, what is spoken word?
Yeah,
That has been the journey.
exactly.
But finally, we've gotten to a point where we have to change the conversation. Now we know what spoken word is. We know
Yes.
what poetry is. Can we be able now to look into ways at which you can be able to make money out of this
Yes.
craft for the people who are participating in this craft? Something that is happening this year that you didn't know, I don't know if you know,
Yeah.
but spoken word has been introduced in the drama festival as a standalone category for
I like
spoken
that.
word.
That is such good news.
That is how far we've come.
Yes.
And now all these talents that are participating in the drama festival at the
Yeah.
from the sub-county level to the national level,
Yeah.
from the ECD grade 1, grade 2,
Yeah.
all the way to secondary school and university.
Yeah.
When it's all done, where are we channeling all these talents?
Exactly.
These are the things that drove the conversation on how can we be able to now capitalize on the creativity
Yes.
and unlock the economic opportunities
Exactly.
that lie within this.
Yeah.
Getting the media on board, getting the private sector on board, getting the corporate on board, and getting the government
On
from the
board.
county governments and the national government on board to be
Yes.
able to just get that conversation, talk about this, and create the space for all these artists to be able to make a living out of their craft.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I'm asking this because earlier on in my first days of hosting the show, that was a very common question. Like when you ask how is the poetic scene doing, they're like, we are creating awareness around the art.
Yes.
People to understand what we are talking about. But I think it's time. It's time
Yes.
now. Now we know. Now
Yeah,
we have
now
had
we
the
know.
entertainment value. When you see Wangoi Kimani as a package, that is the same image that you have when you have a certain msanii who is doing their music as an entire package that you can actually pay for and they deliver. So I think this is the time, really. Like
Yes.
we've been
Yes, it
it's
is.
been a long time coming. This is the time to talk about capitalizing and monetizing
Yes.
the art.
Yes.
Wangoi, what are your thoughts on that? Because wewe kama msanii mwenye, are you making money? Let's start from there. Are you making money from your art?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, making money.
Yes.
And I also love that the conversation of, I think even like in the government, like
Yeah.
right now people are having the conversation of the creative economy
Yes.
and everything
Yeah.
in between. So it's an amazing theme that we have. My question is usually, I love that we are having conversations, but are we willing to pay the poets?
Yes. Yeah.
Are we willing to pay the poets? I always like, as Wangoi, I know my brand,
Yeah.
and I know my worth.
Yes.
And so sometimes I present my rate cards to people and they're like, and I'm like, have you seen me perform? Have you seen me bring in, like, have you seen what I bring on stage?
Yes.
For you to say that this is what you're paying me, are you for real?
Yeah.
You get it? So there is that conversation and that conflict.
Yeah.
And you find that they always prefer to go for cheaper poets. And
Yeah.
I always say that. Yeah, so they always prefer to go like for maybe the cheaper poets.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with how I have put my brands together,
Yeah.
and honestly I'm just not ready to stoop low for little money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that should honestly be the attitude.
Yeah.
Because when I'm again like our fellow counterparts in the music industry, they will give you their rate card with their chest.
Yeah.
Like very much. This is, you want me, Diamond, to come perform? this is my rate card. This is what you will need to check for me to come. So, and I think that we have made great steps in that poets now have rate cards, because the conversation before used to be, do you have a rate card? DM. We are going to have that conversation. Yes, now I hope. By the way, one thing that I really loved, I was going through your bio, and I think it has to be, I think my director can tell me, can support. This is one of the best bios I've seen. Like the packaging is so well done, because your bio is your CV really.
Yeah.
And you look at Wangoi Kimani's and you can tell, damn, okay, she is on business. Exactly, the way she's packaged herself, the way it is, you get from knowing her to what she has done, like why that name should, you know, stay in your mind, to brands that she has worked with, to, I hope that other poets honestly have followed suit, because I think part of the conversation in capitalizing and monetizing is, have the poets packaged themselves.
Actually, that is what we've been talking about. We've had a series of what Wangoi was telling you.
Yes.
It is not just about the performance alone.
Exactly.
We have workshops which are happening. We had a workshop in Kampala last month, and we had one in Nairobi this month on the 13th at the Baraza Media Lab. And what we were talking about was one, as an artist, being able to, as a spoken word artist, creating a brand. What are the things that are involved? We just hear the terms, an artist telling you, I am a brand. But what are the nitty-gritties? Do you need to create a niche for yourself as an artist? Is it, or do you need to go cast your net wide, for example? How do you identify your target audience? Are you writing for a certain audience, or are you just
perambulating?
So these are the conversations we've been having internally and also externally now with the corporate sector and the media and etc, telling them, reaching out and telling them, hey, we have poetry and we have spoken word, and it is a mainstream form of art, and we are here to at least ask for your support to accompany us so that we can be able to drum up the support for this art and basically just create the awareness for it, so that the corporate can be able to see as and notice, okay, these people exist and they have a following for it. We need to incorporate them in our activities.
And they have packaged themselves right.
Exactly.
You know, for us to be able to even put in our money, because that's my follow-up question before I get back to Wangoi. Who are some of the stakeholders for talent industry in general, and just the stakeholders for East Africa Poetic, our battle?
One of the biggest stakeholders whom we are having on board is the Baraza Media Lab. They have such an amazing space for creatives, and they're doing such an amazing job in terms of training artists and giving them the space to practice their craft. So this is the second year that we are partnering with Baraza Media Lab, and we've had such a good ride. There are some good things which are coming up. They're opening up their spaces to the entire nation. It is not in my space to disclose this. Perhaps maybe I'll also bring them over here so that they can be able to speak about this. And two, we have the county government of Kisumu, which has been very, very supportive in this regard. Other partners whom we have KMET Kenya, we have Techno, who have always worked with us through the journey, amongst other great partners.
Yes, because these stakeholders, I'm asking about them because they are important. Starting from the poets, the link, Sasa, between you, Godfrey, and talent industry. You need that wholesome connection for you to be able to make any significant difference. And I know it is hard work, but this is the work of pioneers.
Yes,
you know, when you will be seated, when your son will be your age, you know, Wangoi Kimani's daughter, they will have a much easier time, because pioneers have a harder time, like you're saying, even finding creative spaces, even finding the space to express the art, like just finding a nice location is something. But then sort of an uphill battle, but we are fighting it so that the future generations do not have to worry about something like that at all. All right, then let's go. You participated in Wangoi East Africa Poetic Hour Battle. How many years? Was last year the first one?
Last year was the first one.
Last year was the first one, but interestingly, she was supposed to be there last year, but one.
But she somehow did not.
I applied, but didn't show up. No, I was not in the country. I remember.
She wasn't in the country.
Oh, is governor of Nairobi. Same what's up. You are not alone. But so how was your experience last year? And I want us to start from the workshops, like you've said.
Yeah.
So did you get to be part of the workshops, working up to the main event? And just how was that experience for you from an artist perspective, from a participant who actually, went through the entire process?
Niko allowed kuchoma?
Yes.
Anyway, I had a good time.
Yes.
Let me be honest. Away from the competition.
Yes.
The hospitality was amazing. Oh God. And also, like, we built like a really nice family with the poets.
Yeah.
It got to a point we didn't like have the mindset of we are here for a competition.
Yeah.
Like, we had like this nights where we'll just like stay together, like have poetry together.
Yes.
We had bonfires.
Yes.
We were sleeping in a very nice place.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the hospitality nayo ilikuwa top notch.
Yeah.
Also, the place that we were performing at Sarova, so you can imagine it was a red carpet affair.
Yes.
So also the people that had attended were also like, let's say when you people that can give you like work and all that. Like from that audience, I think some of us, like, or most of the poets, like, got connections, got other jobs, like from these people seeing your art, so it was quite an amazing experience. Maybe the competition part was vile tu nimesema, like, just don't go with that mindset of like you have to win and all that, but generally the workshops also by Baraza Media Lab, and also like generally just the interaction with the poets, it was like so rich.
It was phenomenal.
It was
wow,
so rich.
That is nice. If you are part of this year's competition, I hope that you know that you are up for a big day, or is it a big night,
and you get to travel nikaka vacation kadogo.
It feels like a 360 like a 360 event. Dasha Godfrey atuambie, how was your experience without planning from the other angle, without planning the workshops, making sure you are equipping, because like you said, it's talent industry. To co-op a job, like great stuff, your rhymes, your rhythm, your tone are on point, but we need to make this business. Do you feel like your artists have been able to reap from being part of East Africa Poetic Hour Battle?
Well, I think they have. We've had some of the examples that I can give. We've had artists such as Priest the Poet getting to perform at different events organized by Baraza Media Lab. We've had Macy Odalo perform at the Africa Media Festival, courtesy of the space. She's also performed at the Yali Fest this year, courtesy of the platform that is East Africa Poetic Hour Battle. Other artists who are doing great stuff in Uganda, the likes of Midnight Owl. We have Mercedes Benz, and these are artists who have risen from just coming to perform at the East Africa Poetic Hour Battle. So yes, I look at their journey pre the event and post the event, not just basically what Wangoi was saying, coming to the event with the mindset of winning, but basically there is growth. Tremendous growth.
Priest the Poet tuned in at 7 a.m. So he was here, he was ready for this conversation. And he keeps popping up. Let me talk about him, because at least him I have met. Like, even since he was last here, you meet him online, like he's performing at this event and this event and this event, and I am happy to see that, because that means he's growing as a person, and his network is also growing, and hopefully his net worth is following suit with that whole, with every performance. I think Wangoi can elaborate on that better. Because of packaging, then I'm talking to you because your packaging is sort of good example. It's a great example to how an artist should be able to package themselves. Have you gone up, like, net worth wise, because of the packaging that you have learned?
Definitely you have to. The more you continue adding value to yourself, then you just can't continue like charging the same rate. Pia dola ikienda juu unaongeza rate yako. Unaongeza rate. Ikirudi chini rate inakaa hapo tu. Una maintain. Literally.
Ikipanda imepanda.
Haiwezi rudi
Rudi
chini.
chini.
Yeah. If you add more accolades, you
Yes.
add your rate as well.
Exactly.
If you are equipping yourself with skills, I just don't sit down and say, okay, I'm a poet.
Yeah.
Okay, what else are you doing? Are you like equipping yourself with skills?
Yeah.
Like as a person, I'm a president fellow, like under
Yeah.
global peace leadership.
Yeah.
So the more you have like more things that you are doing and
Yeah.
more things that you are adding to yourself,
Yeah.
ongeza rate card.
Exactly. Because you're adding it with the justification of the value that you bring to the
Yes.
table. I think the reason Wangoi is speaking with her chest like that is because the accolade didn't find her asleep. She didn't
Yes.
wake up one day and say, okay, you know what, I think president fellow. Oh, wanajua kitu ni kusema nini ama niweke tu. You know, it's like you have gone to workshops, you've gone to trainings, you have put in the work.
Yeah.
So if you add to your value, then do not feel sorry about adding to your rate card.
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask the when, the where, because we can be here. I've just realized we can be here. Yeah, no, we are chatty fellas on set. When will the East Africa Poetic Hour be? When, where, and the time?
Oh, before I go to when, where, and the
Yes.
time, there's an artist whom I forgot to mention
Yes.
called Willie Oheba, who was the winner of the 2018
Yes.
edition of the East Africa Poetic Hour Battle.
Yes.
So that is also
Willie
just...
Oheba is also a common name.
Yes,
That's
that is
to
just
our
another...
tongue here.
Yeah.
And can I actually pat your back on the way you are able, because the poetic scene, it's not a huge community, but you guys are able to, like, I think when I had Willie has opened a lot of doors for
Yes.
very many other
Yes.
poets to actually come here on set
Amazing.
to sell their art
Yeah.
for something that he's not actually even benefiting from. But yeah, you guys know how to. Wangoi will come from here and she will just make a call to some other poet that I didn't know. Then they'll come and you realize, hiya, they are worth some good airtime. So thank you for always looking out for each other.
Okay.
Yes.
So when 25th of May in Kisumu, Kenya,
Yes.
all roads are leading there from
Kisumu,
Kampala
Dala.
to Nairobi
Yes.
to Juba. Everyone is coming to Kigali.
Yes.
Everyone is coming down to Kisumu for
Yeah.
this. It's the Nyege Nyege Festival of Poetry.
Of poetry.
Oh God.
Good comparison there. You don't want to Wangoi attack your story.
I got that from Uganda when
Yeah.
we went over there for the workshop.
Yeah.
They told us we want to do a caravan to Kisumu. Just the way you guys come over here to
Nyege
Uganda
Nyege.
for Nyege Nyege.
Yes.
We are coming down for the East Africa Poetic Hour Battle.
Amazing.
Yes.
So 25th of May
25th
at
of
the
May.
Sarova Imperial Hotel.
Yes.
It's a red carpet affair.
Yeah. It's a serious affair.
Ladies are wajaini angusha. They
Yeah.
know how to do their thing.
Yes.
Gentlemen, kindly
Wanajaribu.
let's yes, in Kisumu. But the event will start 2 days before with workshops, school visit, etc. with the poets. What Wangoi was talking about. We are concluding the conversation with the poets on capitalizing on creativity, building a brand, and etc. That is before the event, which is on the 25th.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 days before, but the main event is on the 25th.
of May.
Wait, can anyone attend? This is a competitors, stakeholders event.
For the workshop, all poets are welcome and invited to attend. It is open. The submission link will be shared, and then they can submit to be able to attend. For the competition, we've already had submissions which will be closing tonight.
Yes.
We have 140 poets who've submitted from South Sudan, Uganda, Rwanda, Uganda, Rwanda and Uganda.
Tanzania waamke.
Tanzania.
Tuambie.
Tanzania.
Na sio shairi. What is spoken word in Kiswahili, by the way?
It's actually mashairi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mashairi.
Yes. It's actually mashairi.
Tanzania, brother,
So Tanzania,
please
tafadhali. So we are expecting to, for the next one week, the jury will be sitting down to select 20 from the East Africa community who will be coming down for the competition. So that information should be coming out in the next 1 week.
Exactly.
So, and for the event, that is for everyone or every art lover.
Puja. Dress up, show up.
Yes.
You're going to have a fantastic time. If you are a brand owner, if you are in the corporate, if you are in the government and you're looking for, you're looking for somewhere you can be able to get creative opportunities and creative people, these are the events you should be attending.
Yes.
So that you're not looking for people on paper, you can see them perform, you can see how they think, you can get to interact with them, that you're picking people that not just asking, unajua poet mmoja, you can do better. You can do better than that. So please come and attend. What will be the activities of the day?
What will be the activities of the day? We'll be having 4 rounds of the competition. There will be the first round on capitalizing on creativity, the second round on misinformation. We will be talking about misinformation. How can we be able to decipher misinformation, especially on the digital era where we have a lot of things.
A lot of it.
Oh my goodness.
Not all of it.
News breaks before it breaks anywhere else. Na ile ya kwanza hiyo ndio inakuangania ukweli. So how can we be able to decipher that? And then there will be other rounds, free rounds, where poets will be able to just get to freely express themselves. And if your poet will be selected, kindly follow the journey from the beginning, because at the end of it all we'll be having online voting. This time around we're not doing the hall. We're doing online voting. So the top 3, everyone please religiously follow your artist throughout the competition, so that at the final round you get to have the voice and the say of who your winner is.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because again, that is another aspect that is growing, because we need people, we need to see the support, we need to see how many people related, how many people learned, how many people were entertained, and like they say, numbers don't lie.
Yes.
Yeah, so please follow up with your artists to make sure that the final push that they need, because they can only do so much. Wangoi will prepare the hell out of preparation, but if you're not there to vote, she might be number 4 instead of 1. So you will have done her a great injustice. So please be there. Wait, the last top 3 from last year, do they are they assured to be part of the 20 that will be performing this year? Ama wewe mwaka yako ime.
We will be having some. I don't want to disclose yet, but we will be having 1 or 2, but I don't want to disclose yet.
But that means
of the top 3.
Of the
top 3, yes.
Okay, so that means you have to keep your game on. Like your game needs to run the entire year. Because you're not assured whether you'll be in the next rounds or in the next year. Wow, what is this is edition 6, when we will be having East Africa. No, when we will be having Up Africa Poetic Hour Battle. 5-10 years. What do you want it to look like?
5-10 years from now, one, the competition will be going around the East African countries.
Yes.
That is 1. And then 2, we will be keeping it to the East African countries, but we hope to open the doors to the entire Africa and have them come over to East Africa and enjoy the East Africa Poetic Hour Battle.
Yes. Okay, so we are traveling is in the books. Tukitoka Tanzania, tukitoka huko Uganda, tukitoka hivi South Sudan. How many of you have even been to South Sudan, ladies and gentlemen? If you can come, get your be willing. And we said the only way you can really say thank you to this interview is be willing to pay your money. You see, after you subscribe to Angoi's channel, the next thing is to look for where is she performing, get a ticket, and actually be there. Because that's some of the ways where we can get to indulge, to actively participate in the theme of this year around capitalizing on creativity. Is the way you chuck money, you're going to a club on Friday, and you're going to drink mzinga ya 5,500, and you're going to have hangover on Sunday. So you can do yourself one better. Get a ticket for 1,000, 1,500, 2,500 and go and have an amazing time. I want you to each take a turn to welcome people to the event this year, East Africa Poetic Hour Battle, as we wrap up. Yes, Wangoi.
All right, what's up? What's up, my good people? Manze, today is the final day of submitting. So make sure, if you're a poet and you're out there, walai, experience, it's so words cannot explain how much rich this experience is. So make sure you're submitting. And also, you art lover, we mwenye unasema utalipa wasanii, kwanza nunua tickets, kuja kwa issue. Like come and experience poetry. Yeah, twende Kisumu to experience like, you know, poetry and all that. Yeah.
Yes, and she said it's like a mini vacation. So also if you've been in this country, you've not been to Kisumu, this is your opportunity.
Yeah.
This is your time to actually attend.
Yeah.
But wait, are there tickets and how much are they going for?
Yes,
That is a very important
tickets
part.
are available at dalatickets.com and they're going for 700 shillings only for
Yes.
ordinary and 2,000 shillings for VIP and 10,000 shillings for a corporate table.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. That's starting from 700 bob. Nimekwambia mzinga ni 5,500. So that is like for you and 5 of your buddies. I know. 5 of your buddies, you can be able to get a ticket for just 700 bob at dala.tickets. Dalatickets.com.
Yes.
Easy. Dalatickets.com. Get your ticket for just 700 bob or a VIP ticket for 2,000. That's how you know you're in Kisumu.
Yeah.
Like you know, get your VIP ticket for 2,000 bob or 10,000 bob for a corporate table. Please get your tickets right now. I told you, girl math, get your ticket right now so that by the next month you feel like you're going to the event for free.
I know.
We've talked about this. We've talked about these people. So please get your ticket. Make sure that you're booked for the date. 26th will be on a
25th of May. It will be on a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
Yes.
So you have no excuse. Chapa kazi yako Friday jioni, wewe na Kisumu. Get your ticket and make sure that you are in attendance. Godfrey, your last words and inviting.
My last words, this is just to be grateful to the entire country for walking with us the poetry journey to where we are right now, and we are asking for you to keep on holding on to us, keep on walking with us. The future is bright, and at least we are creating spaces, employment spaces for our youths. So don't give up on us, the corporate sector. Please keep on, come on board. Come on board. The audience, keep showing up to this poetry event.
Yeah.
That support is what we need.
Exactly. And the good thing about the creative industry is that they work with passion. They will deliver with passionately for any project that is given to them on anything really. So yeah, if you are a corporate out there, you're looking to get into the creative space, you're looking to make money, because these people will make you money. They know how to make other people money. Pesa zao ndio tuna figure out. But if you want them to make you money, they will make you money. All right, so please, if you can be able to be part and parcel, if you can be able to reach out, they are going to give us their social media handles, both personal and for talent industry, and for East Africa Poetic Hour battle, if they are there. If you can be able to partner in any way or form, you will be much appreciated. Finally, social media handles, Wangoi, so we can follow up, know where you will be. And you mentioned you have something with
Chris.
Yes, exactly. Mention that and your social media handles as we close.
All right, so for the love of Kikuyu language, myself and Priest the Poet are planning for something that will be around October. So, I mean, follow me and follow Priest the Poet as well. So, my socials ni Wangoi Kimani, Kimoney. Wangoi Kimani. You can never forget that. I mean, money is always ringing in your head. So, Wangoi Kimani on Instagram and nifuate ni TikTok. Hey, na struggle uko. Wangoi Kimani 253. Follow me uko pia. I mean, most of my updates, I make them on my social media, so you will never miss on that. Yeah, if you are there, you're going to be able to follow up on where she will be, what she will be working on. Yes. Every detail is going to be on her social media handles. So Wangoi Kimani. Godfrey?
Follow East Africa Poetic Hour Battle on Facebook, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Yes. At Our Poetic. That is Poetic Hour reversed.
At Our
Poetic, yes.
All right. So at Our Poetic across all social media handles.
Yes.
Talent industry.
At Talent Industry, you can follow Talent Industry on all social media platforms at Talent Industry Ltd.
Yes. Talent Industry Limited across all social media handles. Follow them up. Like I say, just go follow. You will figure out what you want to do with them later. Just go follow. You know what you know, so that you can see if there's something that is of your interest, you can be able to follow up on it. Thank you guys for being here. It's been an honor and a pleasure. It's always, we've talked for about an hour and then not like 10 minutes. So asante sana.
Asante
We are
pia.
looking forward to the 25th of May. That is forming our first art calendar. The 25th of May at Sarova Imperial Hotel at Kisumu. Tickets are going for 700 bob for single tickets, 2,000 bob for VIP tickets, and corporate table will just cost you 10,000. If you can do this for me, you'll have done all of us here a great justice. Thank you, guys. I will see you guys around. Please keep working at whatever you're working on. I promise that if you need airtime, we will be here to have these conversations over and over again.
We will be here the
Yes.
week after 25th.
Yes,
to
thank
the
you.
winners.
Yeah, please make time and come back and let's talk about the winners and their whole experience and just get to know when and how the next 2025 is going to be looking like. Guys, we're going to finish there. We're just coming back shortly with our art calendar, and then it will be a wrap for Art and Culture Monday.
Who should be held accountable?
The only place where we embrace the thin white double line ni tukienda white party.
The moment. And of course, if you have any last questions for our guests in studio concerning the East African Poetic Battle, Poetic Hour Battle 2020.
Money and